Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Ketholena with the evening news. The headlines. Nation remembers brave soldiers who made supreme sacrifice during 2001 Parliament attack. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says new farm laws will bring more investment in rural India and raise farmers' income. National COVID-19 recovery rate reaches to 94.93%, and Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs to 11,709. President, Vice President, Prime Minister and Lok Sabha Speaker today paid tributes to martyrs who made supreme sacrifice and thwarted a cowardice attack on Parliament in 2001. President Ramnath Kovind said, "Nation gratefully remembers the brave martyrs who laid down their lives defending the Parliament on this day in 2001. He said, while commemorating the great sacrifice of those defenders of the temple of our democracy, we strengthen our resolve to defeat the forces of terror. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said, "This day reminds that terrorism is the biggest threat to democracy." Naidu said, "The world community should unite against the countries that are supporting terrorism." Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "We will never forget the cowardly attack on our parliament on this day in 2001. He said, "We recall the valor and sacrifice of those who gave away their lives protecting our parliament." Modi said, "India will always be thankful to them." Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla remembered the security personnel and parliament officials who sacrificed their lives protecting the temple of democracy on this day. Union Minister Piyush Goyal has said that new farm laws will bring more investment in rural India and raise farmers' income. Addressing FICCI's annual convention, he said these laws will open up new opportunities to do trade, commerce and business for the farmers without changing the past systems. Goyal urged all business leaders and intellectuals associated with FICCI to talk about the benefits of the farm laws, as these laws are for the benefit of all farmers across the country. Describing startups as the backbone of New India, Goyal said startups and ecosystem of startups are encouraging innovation, promoting and strengthening new and young entrepreneurs. National COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 94.93%. Health Ministry said in the last 24 hours, over 33,000 people recovered from the disease. With this, the total recoveries have reached over 93,57,000, while 30,254 new infections reported in the last 24 hours have taken the country's total cases to 98,57,029. With 391 deaths in the last 24 hours, death toll has reached 1,43,019. Total active cases are now at 3,56,546. India's active case load has been steadily falling and presently stands at 3.62% of the total active cases. The country has registered more daily recoveries than the daily new cases during the past 24 hours. Nagaland reported 33 fresh positive cases of COVID-19 today, taking the total tally to 11,709. Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangnipom in a tweet said 27 cases were reported from Kohima and 6 in Dimapur. In addition, 7 patients have recovered from Kohima. Amongst the cases reported today, 28 were from trace contacts, 4 from returnees and 1 from frontline worker. Currently, there are 10,883 recovered cases, while active cases stand at 631. The recovery rate in the state is 92.95%. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has called on all countries to declare a climate emergency to spur action to avoid catastrophic global warming. He was speaking at a virtual summit on the 5th anniversary of the Paris Climate Agreement. Guterres criticized G20 member countries for spending 50% more of their pandemic recovery cash on fossil fuels compared to low-carbon energy. The UN Secretary-General said 38 countries have already declared a climate emergency, and he called on leaders worldwide to now do the same. More than 70 world leaders are participating in a virtual summit organized by the UN, UK, and France. Advisor for Horticulture and Border Affairs, Mathang Yanthan, has reminded the village community to make best use of the rich natural resources along with government support through various programs and policies. He said this while inaugurating Horticultural Link Road, Rural Market and Village Community Hall at Okotso on 11th of this month. Yantan appreciated the village community for successful implementation of the projects and hoped that the facilities developed will be utilized purposefully. Later, the advisor attended the inaugural program of the 30th edition of Sungro Range Youth Sports Association meet as a special guest and declared the meet open. The advisor and the visiting officials and team visited Haili area under Pangti village to have a better knowledge of the area and visited the All Abundant Irrigation Project. The village elders present at the site made an appeal to provide facilities to revive cultivation, for which the visiting team assured them of all possible support for reclamation of the abundant fields and for productive utilization of the entire area. The advisor also held meeting with village members of Ari, Old and New, along with the head of offices of various government departments in the district to take stock of status of implementation of various developmental programs. Deputy Commissioner Kipire Ajit Kumar Ranjan yesterday inaugurated the Kifiri Town Council's baling machine unit and commissioned a new dumper and bolero pickup. Speaking at a program, the DC said the baling unit is for the benefit of the public and encouraged them to make optimal use of the facility. He also requested the civil and church leaders to help generate awareness regarding segregation of waste at the household level itself and safe disposal of waste. The Kifiri Town Council also launched Cash for Trash scheme, where the public are encouraged to sell their plastic waste every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at All Honesty Kifiri. 5-day-long football coaching camp for girls concluded at Phek Town local ground yesterday under Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign. Deputy Commissioner Sachin Jaiswal appreciated the team for organizing such a camp to mold the talent at a tender age. He emphasized on imparting coaching at grassroots level, adding that there are lots of potential among the youths of the district which has to be channelized in the right direction. Saying that the coaching camp will be a stepping stone for the youths, the DC hoped that the participants will keep working hard and focus on their goals. The DC further opined that the district can have such camps with support from the government. On the last day of the camp, exhibition matches were played among different age categories. During the closing ceremony, all the participants were presented with certificates, football boots, and BBBP logo t-shirt. Certificate of merit were awarded to the most promising players in different age categories. More than 120 participants availed free coaching camp held under the theme Develop Your Skills with Us. 6 All India Football Federation D licensed coaches and a woman coach imparted the training during the week-long camp. The camp was organized and supported by Phek District Administration, District Level Center for Women, Mahila Shakti Kendra, Football Coaches Association and DEF Phek. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps: wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. To end the news, the headlines here again. Nation remembers brave soldiers who made supreme sacrifice during 2001 Parliament attack. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says new farm laws will bring more investment in rural India and raise farmers' income. National COVID-19 recovery rate reaches to 94.93% and Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs to 11,709. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.